So that was an audio file playing out of my computer, right, through the audio cable. Well, it was a video file, but you know, the audio was going through the cable and through these leads into the oscilloscope. And in this oscilloscope, right, it has amplifiers, and it has you know, a tube which has no air in it, and it has a gun that shoots electrons out to the screen. So there are electrons flying through there towards the screen, and they hit the screen, which is coated in a material called phosphor, and where it hits the screen it makes a green dot. Can't really see it properly. It looks fainter in real life, and the phosphor looks like a darker green. But it has, you know, biasing and stuff to adjust the position where the energy that goes into it. There are also coils around the tube which can influence the path of the electrons, so they can bend them off course. So just moving this knob adjusts how much it puts in by default, how much energy it puts in by default to move the beam. And so this adjusts the intensity of the amplified signal. And so you can adjust this here to change whether it goes through the amplifier or it doesn't. So whether it'll go through the amplifier or go straight to the coil. But on this horizontal, you can also adjust it so that it scans across the screen. So if I were to play a wave, right, you could see the wave. And so I can adjust the speed at which the thing goes across with this knob that says sweep vernier, and I'm pretty sure I can adjust the time at which it starts with this thing that says sync adjust. Right, so there's external, internal. That's probably for this external synchronization thing. I don't exactly understand all the features of it. I should probably look up the manual. And this allows you to adjust how often it goes across. So here, right, it's 15 times a second, 15 times a second, up to 60 times a second. Here, it's 60 times a second, up to 240 times a second. Here, it's 240 times a second to 960 times a second. Here, it's 960 to 3.8. Here, it's 3.8 to 10. Here, it's 10 to 30. I can hear a slight buzzing noise. Yeah. Oh. Anyway. So that's how this works. Alright. And so it's wired into my computer, which has some pre-generated sound on it, which are sweeps of sine waves. Sine waves are like, imagine you get a sine wave, because imagine you can imagine how you get a sine wave by, alright, you take a circle, right, and on the edge of the circle you put a thing that emits a line, right, and then you turn it around, right, turn the circle around. So like rotate the circle, so you see the tracer thing goes around and around in a circle. But then if you start moving the circle, tracer will go like this. Like it'll stay high, it'll stay higher, then it'll go down, and it'll stay lower, it'll go up. And so that way, right, you get a wave that, like, it sounds, well, it doesn't sound as harsh as other waves. And it's also the wave that you can use to make up, if you mix a sine wave with other sine waves in different proportions, if you mix it with an infinite number, you can get any wave you want. So I want a triangular wave that's like, that's like, right, it's like a triangle, like a, you know. And so then, hang on, I'll just turn this off. So then you add up, right, in different proportions, all of the odd numbers, all of the odd harmonics. A harmonic is where, say you have, you know, C, like the 4th C on the piano, and the 5th C. The 5th C is a harmonic. It's the 2nd harmonic of the 1st C. So, because it's double the frequency. Alright? And so, if you add every second one together, right, so 1, 3, 5, 7, but you multiply them by different amounts, you eventually get a triangle wave. Or if you use different amounts, a square wave. Or if you add every single one together and use different amounts again, you can get a sawtooth wave, which looks like a sawtooth. Who would have guessed that a sawtooth wave would look like a sawtooth? And so the different waves look different, of course. They look different on here. But the weird thing about harmonics is that you get like weird effects with harmonics. Like, so I had a sweep. One was just the same. It just stayed at 220 hertz, or cycles per second. That's how many times it goes up to down to up in a second. And so the other one, right, so one just stayed up to down to up 220 times a second. The other, however, it went up to down to up, started at 110 and went to 440. But yeah, so at the start, right, it made that weird pattern. And it had also made a similar weird pattern at the end and in the middle. In the middle it just made a circle. And so, yeah. Anyway, bye.